Don't beat yourself up over it. No one really saw a global pandemic coming.
Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second. How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
People die of COVID-19.
Social distancing. Hospital beds are filling up.
Surges in COVID cases.
434,060 deaths.
Oregon Governor Kate Brown ordered a statewide closure of all K-12 schools starting Monday.
So, you found yourself being a teenager coming of age during quarantine. Don't worry, you aren't the only one. School's canceled for a couple of weeks, but online classes start up pretty quick. You try to keep up with the schoolwork. There's a rhythm to it. Wake up, get dressed like you're leaving the house today, check Schoology, make a schedule, eat breakfast, do your work, take breaks, get back to work, find something to do in your free time, rinse and repeat. You'll have some successes, at least in the beginning. But when quarantine is extended until the end of April, it gets harder. You start coming up with ways to stay on task like timers and lists, but you end up not following any of those, which results in a powerful hatred for this specific sound and a physical representation of your procrastination. But it's only a couple of weeks. How bad can things really get?
I wish I could live through something.
Aren't you?
Nope. The only exciting thing about 2002 is that it's a palindrome.
Quarantine is indefinite. It's starting to feel weird seeing people without masks on. You meet up with friends in parking lots, you talk about what's happening, but there isn't much any of you can do but wait for the next bit of news. Someone says something about lowering the bar of expectations. At least then the disappointment won't be as bad. And you think about trying it, but actually doing it is pretty hard.
But there's no chimney here, and I keep getting dripped on. And the wood's all damp.
They say that the best blaze brightest when circumstances are at their worst.
Yeah, but no one really believes that.
Would you like the bad news or the good news first? School is canceled for the rest of the year. Your senior year is over and you aren't ever going to go back to how it was. Your school puts in the effort to make things normal. If restrictions allow it, you'll get a normal graduation. And your art teacher plans a reunion in the summer for the seniors to do their legacy pieces on the wall. There's even talk of prom in July. You hold on to the hope that you'll get those things. But one by one, they're canceled. And it gets harder to find things to make the days worthwhile. It's not easy finding the motivation to do schoolwork when you aren't actually learning anything, and all the good things about school, the teachers, your friends, everything you were looking forward to, is gone. The good news is that there are still things that belong to you.
I got you, babe.
Hey babe, this next one might be a little sad, but it reminded me of your eyes.
Sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. I'm tired and dark, I want to go to bed. Sing me to sleep, and then leave me alone.
There's a period of moping. You're embarrassed to admit how long that lasts. But you get up, eventually. You learn that the best sadness is the kind that only exists because you had something good to lose. And it's a good lesson to learn. You make a list of what keeps you sane. This is that list.
Are you upset?
Come on.
How sad are we, and how sad have we been? We let you know, we let you know all the promise. You're really interested. You wonder how we've stayed alive till now.
I learned about ego death from a show called The Midnight Gospel. Basically, it's the state of letting go of your ego in order to be present in the world around you.
You're really interesting.
You know, for a long time, I felt really bogged down by quarantine because everything just changed so quickly. We all went from seeing our loved ones and being excited about so many things and dreading others to not really having much to do. And maybe you didn't learn something new about yourself during quarantine. Maybe you're still trying to adjust to all of it, and you know what? That's okay. It's okay because we've all got different stories, and as much as I love films, real life just isn't always that way. Sometimes life-changing experiences don't just happen to us. And I'm sure COVID-19 is going to affect my generation, but what does that mean for our individual stories? There's a lot going on, and yeah, it sucks to lose our senior year and prom and graduation and everything that is a part of that normal coming-of-age story. But there's still so much life to live out there, you know? I had this moment where it was like 6 in the morning and it was raining, and I stuck my hand out the window, and I didn't have my glasses on, so everything was fuzzy except for my hand and the little drops of rain that made it past the awning onto my fingertips. I feel like I had this moment of ego death where I looked outside myself. There's so much happening right now, and we have this choice to participate and make a mark on history by letting go of our egos and acting for the rights of other people. And I learned that it's important to be constantly seeking ego death. We're all gonna have those times when we feel like the universe purely exists to spite us, and it's okay to sit in that. We're all human, but it's also important to look outside ourselves. I was thinking about all this and how so much is happening in such a short time. And I admit this year hasn't been normal, but maybe life's just like that. Maybe it just keeps throwing stuff at you, and you don't always have time to process them before the next thing happens. So you just gotta figure it out as you go. Maybe the trick isn't finding time to process things, but finding the most productive ways to process. We fight against injustices together, we meet up with friends to skate, and we take care of each other. We fail, we succeed, we keep living even when life is a mess. And it's all because life is now, and that feeling in your chest as you march amongst friends, or sit on your roof and breathe the fresh air, or finally land that trick, or simply feel present and alive is one that you do not want to forget. And that's ego death.